We last left off where we defeated the werewolves that attacked, and we plotted a course through the wild lands of Barovia. There are many more enemies here. It seems that every time we turn a tree or cut a corner, there are enemies waiting. Now at this point, Val and myself had a debate on what course to head on. I was thinking it'd be better to get to the road faster rather than later because there's far less enemies. And me and Val go back and forth, and very respectfully, he decides to say when we get near the road, we'll decide the best course of action. Now that's with me not realizing that Val had a plan that I happen to forget. Val's plan is to go through the wilderness, get more experience, get stronger, using his ability to cast Tiny Hut, which gives us a safe place to camp in the wild lands here. Now Val was very kind and respectful for entertaining my debate, but at the end of the day his plan was better, so we're going to stick with that. Now at this point the most common enemy and our favorite, wolves, attack us, and Gargos does most of the heavy lifting, scaring most of the wolves away. We bump into some more feral berserkers. Like I said, there's an enemy around every corner here. At this point is when I open the conversation back up to Val to talk about how I remembered about the tiny hut, and this way would be the best way. And he says that we're going this way deliberately. We are doing that to get stronger before fighting Strahd. We were confronted by Strahd recently, and we did not stand much of a chance. Now about that fight with Strahd, we're looking pretty good. I see Pyron take out the Sun Sword, an artifact we acquired in our travels from the Taruka deck, the Taruka card we received when we first got these lands. He strikes one of the berserkers with the Sun Sword, and the whole berserker just disappears within a flash of light. I'm very glad Pyron's on our side. I'm very glad we have the Sun Sword, because it is truly devastating. We decided to throw some of the barbarians' hide armor on the bigger members of the group: Ludo, Pyron, Gargos, Rudolph, Van Richten, and myself. Gargos puts the sheet on too in hopes that people will think he's a ghost. I don't think it'll work, but I didn't have the heart to tell him. We bump into more werewolves. We got this, I hope. They just keep biting me, and I'm not even sure if I'm cursed or not. At this point, they bit me so many times. After we dispatch the werewolves, we end up in a cave. Now is a decidedly good time to take a rest for a bit. We take an hour and get ourselves back together and have some chats and talk about the upcoming fight with Strahd. In this cave, we found 3 bodies. Using my knowledge and skills in medicine, I discerned that magic is the one thing that killed them, and the force from the magic pushing them into the ground was the cause of death. The impact. We soon figure out that it's a glyph of warning. You have to know the password to avoid being harmed. These 3, apparently, did not know the password. Everyone stops and stares down the cave. Jaws hit the ground and eyes widen. I'm unsure what they see, but I prepare for battle immediately. Gargos runs off into the darkness. I hear it move. I take a peek. I know what this is. This is a wraith. An extremely dangerous undead. Well, never mind. Pyron barely swung at it. The Sun Sword and Pyron's ability practically blew the thing up. Crisis averted. We fight a few more creatures, then find a room with a pile of sand. The sand has these swiggle lines in it that reminds me personally of heartbeats, how rhythmic it was. And Pyron notices something. He notices a spot where it doesn't connect, those squiggly lines. Pyron connects it. The sand sinks and a magical sword and shield appear. The group decides just to grab them and identify them later. Also, there is a tomb. We find this tomb and we decided to open it just in case someone else finds the spot. We know inside is something nasty. It turned out to be a demon. And we dispatched that with minimal effort. It really is surprising how efficient this group is. Also, at a game, as a side note, I gotta remind DJ the DM about the alcoves in the room that we're in and what jewels and gold were there for us to collect.